Hi, my name is Aisha Clements. I want to tell my truth about what happened to me starting in the year 2020. I was dating a man named Thomas here in Richmond, Virginia. We lived first on Midlothian Turnpike at King and Queen County Hotel. We stayed there together. One night we went to the casino and I won at the casino betting on the horses. Then I told Thomas that I wanted to leave, and he had such a gambling problem that I couldn't get him out of the casino. So I left the casino by myself. When I returned to the hotel room, I went across the street to the gas station and I bought 3 lottery tickets. I also won on the lottery tickets. I went back to the room and I filled out my lottery tickets. I signed them and I hid them. I put them away. So that let me know that he had a camera hidden in the room. He returned back to the room. And I think he put something in my drink because after that, I couldn't move my body. He videotaped me and he ultimately had sex with me while I couldn't move my body. And then he left the room after he ransacked the room and took whatever it was that he found in the room. So I'm guessing it was my lottery tickets and my papers from the casino, where I had put $198,000 in his bank account, because I didn't have a bank account in order to cash in the ticket, one of the tickets that I had, in order to get the money. So I asked him for his card and I cashed in one of the tickets and put $198,000 in his account. And that was a paper lottery ticket, but I also had 3 cardboard lottery tickets where I won on too as well that night. So leading up to all of this, he was sneaking out of the room at night while I was asleep. So I'm guessing that he was seeing somebody else. And the person that he committed the identity fraud with, saying that she was me in order for him to cash in my tickets and all of this stuff, or her pretending that I was her, that she was me and he married her, or whatever he did in order to cash in my tickets, was how he got access to cashing in one of the tickets or 2 of the tickets. Um, this went on for years, at least 3 to 4 years before I before I got the understanding that my tickets had been cashed in. I was checking the lottery all the time to make sure that my tickets hadn't been cashed in, because I figured that he had took them because he started beating on me at the same time. And I figured that if I didn't get away from him, that he would end up killing me, because this is what he was doing to me. He was choking me, and I feared that he would end up killing me if I didn't go ahead and get away from him at the time. So this is why I left Thomas. I left him because he was abusing me, and I figured that he had stolen my stuff from me. Mind you, when I came to in the hotel room, he was gone. And I didn't have all of my memory at the time because of whatever he had put in my drink. It had me cloudy to the point where I couldn't remember all the facts right then. But as time went on, I started remembering everything that had happened after I had left him and got away from him. But at that time, I went into a deep depression, and I started depending on substances just to get by every day, to the point where I lost myself. So I ended up going back to an ex-boyfriend that I had known. And as I was with him, all of a sudden he changed up on me after asking me who was a man named Thomas Barlett. He confronted me one day. So then I knew that Thomas had been talking to him and being in his company. And this was a couple of years after he had done what he done to me. So he came back around, and I guess that's when him and my other ex, conspired together against me to harm me in order to get access to the last lottery ticket that Thomas had in his possession. Also, my sister came into play. She must have been involved from the beginning with Thomas because all of a sudden my life just took a downward spiral, and everyone started turning against me, and everyone started betraying me, and everyone just started acting real funny towards me and my family, my mother, friends, people that I've known for years. All of a sudden they started acting different towards me. So I figured that it had to be because someone was talking to them or trying to turn them against me. It come to find out I was right. So he was going around town paying people to turn against me, paying people to do things against me, paying people not to help me when I had became homeless because nobody would allow me to stay with them because he had been around and paid people to kick me out and paid people not to talk to me, paid places not to let me into their organizations, paid places for me not to have anywhere to stay. Any friends that I had, and they were following me around town. Different people that I don't know, people stalking me, gang stalking me. It was almost like everywhere I went in the city, someone was following me. And I guess that he was paying people everywhere I went, not to talk to me, not to deal with me. He had people ostracize me, and to the point where I had no help. I almost thought that I was going to end up dying out there on the streets, and I thought that someone was going to end up killing me because it was just the energy that whenever I went somewhere that started happening whenever I was around, and it was always targeted towards me. So him and my sister and the gang of people that he had with him or on his side or whatever, that he had convinced that if they got rid of me, that they would be able to get access to my money, and they all could split it up, is what I'm guessing that he told them, in order to make these people target me the way they did. And so these are some of the things that was happening to me. This is not the full story, but this is just a little bit about what was happening to me in my life from 2020 up until now. I managed to get myself into a place to get myself off of drugs and everything. I started with the hospital, and then I got myself into a place that would take me and help me to get myself straightened out, and I stuck with it, and I just kept on pressing on for 3 years. I stayed in rehab just to get myself clean and off drugs and get myself back to a healthy state and get my mind to working again. And that's when, I just kept going forward. And anytime that he would come around into the area that I was in, I would end up having to pack up and leave that place and go to a different place, because he would go to the place and bribe somebody there in the place. And then all of a sudden, all these things would start happening to me again. So I had to keep moving all the time. And even to this last place that I was at before I got discharged, I chose not to go to another place because I feared that he had already set it up so that when I was to go to another place, they had picked a place for me to go, and that it would not be good for me once I got there. So I chose not to go into another place because I've already been in rehab now over 3 years. And so I know I'm not cured, but I know I'm not where I used to be either. And I know that I'm a lot stronger than I was. Never mind you that he is the one who had gotten me back on drugs. When I met Thomas, I wasn't on drugs. He went out and he bought $200 worth of cocaine purposely for to get me hooked back on drugs so that he could control the outcome of when he had took my money from me. Um, all I can say about this person is that he robbed me, he harmed me, he sexually assaulted me, he drugged me, and then he cheated on me and frauded me and stole my identity with another female that he had been sleeping around with the whole time that he was messing with me. He used to sneak out at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning when I would go to sleep. He would sneak out and go and be with this girl and then come back, take my clothes and give my clothes to her. You know, anything that I had that he felt like he wanted to give to this other woman, he would take my things and give them away to this other girl. He was doing all these things, and once I started catching on to what was going on, he started fighting on me. He um, he was so abusive that I thought that he was going to end up killing me. And this is why I chose to get away from him when I could. And I walked away and I never looked back. That's just part of the story that happened. It started in 2020 when all this stuff started happening to me. And I know it's not over yet because right now I've been targeted again. My finances is cut off. I got a letter on the door where I live saying that I could get evicted. It's just a lot of things happening right now, so I'm having to try to find a job. I'm hoping that I can find a job without anybody knowing where it is that I work so that I can keep my job. But I'm totally being attacked again. It seems like every time I get my foot in, here he comes. And he totally comes and pay people off to do different things to me. They even cut off my mail. I can't even receive my mail at this time because they have my mail going to some address wherever they are, wherever she is, or either where my sister is. All I know is that my sister is involved and my mother, something has happened to my mother. And I know that one of them have done something to my mom. And I know that my mom is not just out there in the world and doesn't want me to know where she is. I know that my mom would want to talk to me and want to be around me and want to see me. Something has happened to her, and I know that they are the reasons why something has happened to her because of my inheritance, and they wanted that too. And so I've been a constant target of theirs ever since 2020. And it started because I left him because of the things that he was doing and that I would not accept and that I would not tolerate. And that once I saw who he really was, I didn't want anything to do with him. And I just wanted to move on with my life. I really feel that he doesn't have a right to take away from me what God has blessed me with. He doesn't have anything to do with what God has blessed me with. I'm a good person and I deserve everything that God has blessed me with. And I deserve to live the life that God has given to me to live. And he doesn't get to decide whether I should be able to have what rightfully belongs to me or not. And no other person gets to decide that either. I deserve to live the life that I'm supposed to be living, and I deserve to have a good life, and I deserve everything that belongs to me. I deserve it back. And I just wanted to talk about that. I didn't tell the whole story because that is for when I go to court and when it's time for me to talk to a judge to let them know everything that has been happening. But it's a lot has been going on and it hasn't been good. It's times that I'm scared. It's times that I'm suffering. It's times that I don't know if I'm going to wake up the next morning. It's times that I'm outside that I don't know if I'm going to be kidnapped They even tried to kidnap me once. So, and I don't know how many times they've tried to kill me. Yeah, and that's the truth. You know, um, I'm just ready for all this to come to an end, and I'm ready for justice to be prevailed. And this is the truth about what I speak. I don't have a reason to lie about anything that has happened to me. I don't have a reason to lie on another person. I'm not jealous of anyone. I don't want to be back in a relationship with him ever again in life. That person he's not even a person. He has some kind of demon or entity attached to him, and I don't want anything to do with him. I just want my life back, and I want what belongs to me back, and I want to be able to live my life and move forward, because I know God has something for me to do, and I know that God sees the best in me, and he knows that I deserve the best. Thank you. And can I just say a quick prayer for us, being that I have said that, just so that negative energy won't come in. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you.